Tonight, a name that until recently lived mostly in training reports and Castilla match summaries is echoing through the corridors of the Bernabeu. Gonzalo García, the academy striker who has forced himself into the conversation with a spell of matches that feel more like destiny than coincidence. He arrived at the Club World Cup as an alternate, a young forward with a reputation inside Valdebeba's but little senior runway, and within moments he turned a squad decision into a story about trust, timing, and the rare chemistry between a coach and a player. In press room lines and social feeds, he's been describing what many of us have seen on the pitch. A coach's calm words, a tactical nudge, and the permission to play without fear have made the difference. Gonzalo himself has been explicit about that mentorship, crediting Xabi Alonso for giving him confidence and clear, pressing instructions that freed him to attack spaces and punish defenders. Words that have been reported after his U21 call-up and in media interviews that underline how pivotal this relationship has become. The scenario that turned whispers into headlines happened under the bright lights of the Club World Cup when Gonzalo was trusted to start in place of an unavailable star and did what young forwards dream of. He scored, he moved the defence, and he made people question how many more starts he should be given. That goal against Al Hilal was more than a finish. It was a statement by a 21-year-old who had spent years learning the craft, positioning like a classic nine, hunger in the box, and a pressing instinct that fit perfectly with what Alonso has been asking of the team. Reporting from the tournament noted the debut goal and the immediate impact he had on the game, a moment that rippled beyond one match and forced pundits to re-evaluate depth charts and tactical plans. What followed was no one-off flash. Across the Club World Cup fixtures, Gonzalo produced numbers and performances that turned a promising into unignorable. He registered goals and an assist in a short span, a run that turned him from a bench option into a leading candidate for the number 9 role in a squad that has long debated succession and striking identity. The tally and influence he carried through the tournament drew coverage from major outlets, praising his instinct and timing inside the box, and fans began to chant a future that feels suddenly closer. In a competition designed to crown global club supremacy, a local academy product grabbed the headlines for reminding the world that Real's greatest strength remains its ability to produce and integrate talent when the moment arrives. But this story isn't just about goals on a stat sheet, it's about the bigger chessboard. On May 25, 2025, Real Madrid confirmed a managerial change that would reshape the club's identity. Xabi Alonso, a former player turned coach who had earned plaudits abroad, was appointed to lead Los Blancos. His arrival signalled not merely a tactical tweak but a philosophical willingness to trust youth, something that has fast-tracked players like Gonzalo into meaningful roles. The coach's early decisions, trusting academy talent in high-stakes matches, are now being read as the defining move of his tenure, and Gonzalo's quick take from Castilla to centre stage is the clearest evidence so far that Alonso intends to marry daring with structure at Madrid. For Gonzalo, the arc is simple but rare. A decade in the youth system, a steady climb through Castilla, patient learning, and then a moment where preparation met opportunity. He says he refused summer offers because his priority was the first team spot, a claim that now resonates louder as Madrid's hierarchy and fans watch him ripen into a weapon. The locker room reaction and the press buzz suggest a player whose confidence has been amplified by trust. Teammates speak of a striker who presses relentlessly, who finishes ruthlessly, and who embodies a mentality coaches crave when building a future axis of attack. What comes next is the storyline every fan and opponent will be watching. Will Alonso continue to build around this emergent profile and integrate Gonzalo as a regular? Or will Madrid's transfer market muscle create competition that slows the academy graduates' momentum? Either way, Europe is watching because when one of the game's biggest clubs hints at a youth-first reset, rival teams adjust strategies and scouts rethink priorities. Gonzalo's claim that he won't leave, paired with Alonso's tactical blueprint and an explosive Club World Cup showing, has the potential to redirect conversations about transfers, minutes, and the club's long-term striking plan. The beauty of this moment is that it's both intimate and monumental. a young striker standing in front of a microphone, naming the coach who trusted him, and a mega club publicly reshaping its future. Whether Gonzalo becomes a generational icon or a brilliant chapter in Madrid's long book of stars, he has already provided a narrative fans will replay, trust, timing, and the kind of goal that changes not just games, but careers. Keep an eye on the number 9 shirt. For now, the secret is out.